Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you. In this e-learning program, welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. Friends, I hope you remember that we are doing which lesson? I hope you remember that we are doing lesson number 16, which is light. If we talk about this lesson, which is light, then what is light? Light is an electromagnetic wave that is producing some kind of sensation in our eyes. Then coming to the main important topic of the lesson, that is reflection. What is reflection? The bouncing back of the light ray, what it is called as, from one medium into the same medium, what is that called as reflection. Coming to the next important part, that is the laws of reflection. For the laws of reflection, you need to understand this particular diagram. This is any surface. This is the normal. Normal means the line which is at 90 degree at some point, and that point is point of incidence. This is one ray which is called as incident ray. So light ray which is incident is called as incident ray. Light ray which is reflected is called as reflected ray. There is some kind of angle between the normal and the incident ray, that is called as angle of incidence. There is some angle between the normal and the reflected ray, that is called as angle of reflection. What is the first law of reflection? The very first law of reflection is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Second thing, incident ray, reflected ray and normal, all three lie in the same plane. Yes, the very first law. What is the first law? The first law is this. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. What is the second law? Incident ray, reflected ray and normal. All three lie in the same plane. These are the basic laws of reflection. Once again, the ray which is incident is called as incident ray. Ray which is reflected is called as reflected ray. Angle between normal and incident ray is called as angle of incidence. Angle between reflected ray and normal is called as angle of reflection. Next, what are the laws of reflection? These two angles, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, that is theta I is equal to theta R. The second law, incident ray, reflected ray and normal, all three lie in the same plane. Always remember that these two angles will be always equal, and if we take the difference between these two angles, excuse me, then the difference between these two angles will be always 0. There is one activity given in which box is kept, and at the box on one side of the box a mirror lamp is kept, and when the light ray is incident on it, with the help of it we can just analyze. If we change the direction of the light, the reflected light will also change. So in this way we can just check out the angle of incidence as well as angle of reflection. Now coming to the next part. all three, that is incident ray, reflected ray and normal, all three lie in the same plane. That is about the basic concept of it, and then you are having about how is the image formation taking place by a plane mirror. Then in that you are having three ray diagrams, that is the ray diagram the in which you can observe that how the image of a point is formed, image of an object is formed, and then what about when you are keeping two mirrors parallel to each other or perpendicular to each other. But before we move further on that in detail in plane mirror, you have to first note it down, and after that we will move further about the image formation in the topic image formation by a plane mirror. But very quickly first note down this concept, the two laws, the diagram, then we will move further. Now let us, I hope you have noted it down. Let us move further on the next topic, that is image formation by plane mirror. If we talk about this topic, that is image formation by plane mirror, then there are few characteristics. Plane mirror means the mirror in which you are seeing yourself in the dressing table. That is the plane mirror. When you get ready, then the mirror in which you look at yourself, that is plane mirror. Now there are some kind of some basic characteristics of image formed by plane mirror. If we talk about its formation, then image formation of the plane mirror, first of all we will discuss about how is the image formed by of just a point. Okay, suppose here is the object. Okay, two light rays which are getting incident on the object. Okay, here it will get reflected back following the laws, and here almost at this much distance the same line. Here is the image I obtained, here is the object. Okay, so here you can see that light rays incident, it gets reflected and it is getting reflected and we are fetching it back. हम उसे extend back करें and on extending them back straight way, you get the image of this particular object. This is how image formation of a dot takes place. In the same image formation of the candle, we have discussed all the ray diagrams in detail. Okay, so you can go through that concept, you can draw the ray diagrams. And now coming to the next part, which is the characteristics of image formation. What are the characteristics of image formed by plane mirror? The very first characteristic is image formed by plane mirror is virtual and erect. Okay, virtual means actually the image is not formed by the combining the rays which are getting reflected. You have to extend the rays back. It is always virtual as well as erect. Erect मतलब सीधी होती है, कभी भी आप खुद को उल्टा नहीं पाओगे. Okay, the next is object height is equals to image height. That means if you are of 5 centimeter, then you will remain of 5 centimeter. If you are of 20 centimeter, then you will remain of 20 centimeter. But if you are of 5 feet, then you will remain of 5 feet. Whatever is the height of the object, same will be the height of image. Next is object distance is equals to image distance. And the image whichever is obtained is laterally inverted. Object distance is equal to image distance means what? Suppose if you are going one step towards the mirror, the image will come one step towards you. If you are taking 2 steps behind, the image will go 2 steps behind. That means object distance is equal to image distance. Next is image formed as laterally inverted. What is the meaning of this word laterally inverted? It means imagine if you are combing your hair with right hand, then in mirror it will appear to be left. If you are taking your right hand towards the, you are taking your right leg towards the mirror, then in mirror it will appear to be left. It is sideways inverted. इंसान उल्टा नहीं दिखता है, लेकिन it is like वो उल्टा होता है laterally. So this is about how the image is formed, and these are the characteristics of image formed by plane mirror. After that you are having 3 ray diagrams. Which are the 3 ray diagrams? That is how image of the object is obtained. Again concept is same. You have to incident just 2 light rays and you have to reflect it. And then after that, if you are keeping 2 mirrors perpendicular to each other and 2 mirrors parallel to each other, one entire lecture was taken for each of them. That is when you are keeping the plane mirror perpendicular to each other and when you are keeping the plane mirror parallel to each other. So that you have to try to do it on your own. Okay. After that, moving on the next part regarding this reflection, then basically reflection is of 2 types. I can mention it over here. If we talk about its types, then it is of 2 types. One is regular, another one is diffused or irregular. If we talk about the regular reflection, then whenever parallel rays of light are incident, then after reflection the reflected beam will remain parallel to each other. Above the light ray incident and this is the reflected. The reflected beam is parallel to each other, then that is what? Regular reflection. If we talk about diffuse, the light ray is incident on rough surface. The beam will not remain parallel to each other after reflection. It will spread out. Then what is that called as? Diffused reflection. This is regular and this is diffused. Here reflected beam is parallel to each other. Here reflected beam will spread widely. Your example is reflection by plane mirror. And here reflection by any three-dimensional object, or reflection by chair, table, you can write anything. So this is about the types of reflection. Which are the two types of reflection? Regular and diffused. In regular, after reflection the beam will remain parallel to each other, and irregular, after reflection the beam will spread out widely. What is the example over here? Reflection by plane mirror, and here reflection by the chair. Very quickly note it down, and after that we will have a look at one of the concept, that is about the multiple reflections. Okay, after we talk about multiple reflections, we are having about the sunlight, then human eye, then you are having the care of eyes. So these are the remaining topics which we will discuss. Come on, note down this. After that we'll move further. Quickly note it down. So I hope you have noted it down. Let us move further, my dear ones. The 3-ray diagrams, you have to try it out in homework. Coming to the next part, that is multiple reflection. What is multiple reflection? If the reflected light is reflected again, then it is called as multiple reflection. Then very important, that is how many number of images that are formed with the help of two plane mirror. If we are having two plane mirror and if they are arranged at some angle, then number of images are formed. What is the number of images? The number of images is 360 divided by theta minus 1. That means if both the plane mirrors are arranged at 90 degree from each other, that is if theta is equals to 90, okay, that means the mirrors are arranged to each other perpendicularly. Then how many number of images will be formed? Put theta is equals to 90, number of images will be what? 360 upon 90 minus 1. 0, 0 cancel. 9 4s are 36. What is 4 minus 1? 3. You'll get 3 image if the object is kept over here. Here, here and here. At 3 places you'll get the image. What if you are arranging at each other at the same angle, that is, if you are arranging both of them at 0 degree? What if there is no angle between them, that is, they are kept parallel to each other? Then in that case, if theta is equals to 0, the number of images will be 360 upon 0 minus 1, which is infinity, minus 1, which is infinity. That is, in the beginning you will get some sharp images, but the end, here when you keep the object over here, it will be reflected, and then here you will get one image, here you will get one image, again when it will be reflected, here you will get one image. From this point again, if it is reflected here, you will get one image. So the number of images will go on increasing when the mirrors are kept parallel to each other, that is at the angle of 0. So if they are kept parallel to each other, it is like this. So that is about it. The principle of multiple reflection is also used in kaleidoscope and periscope. Periscope. What is happening in periscope? It is generally used for observing anything which is not in the line of sight. प्रॉपर लाइन ऑफ साइट में जब भी चीज़ें नहीं हो, तब आपको कोई भी चीज़ देखनी हो, देन यू कैन यूज़ पेरिस्कोप. हियर both the mirrors are kept at an angle of 45 degree. They are arranged, and from here the light rays are allowed to pass, and they'll get move over here. After getting reflected, they move over here, and this is how on arranging everything at 45 degree, we can see anything which is not in the line of sight. And it is generally used in submarines, it is used in war tanks, war tanks, as well as by the soldiers. After that, the next and the last part which we are having, that is about the kaleidoscope. Now what is the kaleidoscope? It is actually a very easy thing in which everything is arranged in, you are taking two triangular pieces, and between them you are keeping the slabs. Okay. So this is the like a normal view of it, and from one side if you see, then on the other side you can see the beautiful patterns. Concept is one very simple, and that is kaleidoscope. So this is how you have to remember the particular value which is given, that is 30 by 15 and 3 centimeter each, the triangular pieces. That your values you have to remember, but the concept is very same. It is based on the concept of multiple reflection, in which beautiful patterns are formed, and with the help of those bangles that have been totally like you cannot use it, and now it is just waste, then that can be used back. Okay, note it down, and after that we will move on the last part, that is rainbow and the human eye, and about the visually challenged people. Note it down. After that we'll move further. Very quickly note it down. This is most important topic, this one. Now let's move further on the next part. That is the next part, human eye. And first of all, you are having about dispersion. If we talk about dispersion, then dispersion is splitting of white light into 7 colors. Splitting of white light into 7 colors is called as dispersion. And which are the color obtained? The color obtained are this VIBGYOR. VIBGYOR में violet है, तो its dispersion is maximum, but speed is minimum. But if we talk about red, then its dispersion is minimum while speed is maximum. Okay, here for violet light the dispersion is maximum but the speed is minimum. For red light the dispersion is minimum while the speed is maximum. So this is how we are having about the 7 colors, in which you can see that the raindrop, it will act as a small raindrop, it acts as a prism, and all the 7 lights can be obtained. With the help of the plane mirror, you can easily observe the same. That is called as dispersion, that is splitting of white light into 7 colors, and rainbow, that is the 7 colors which are obtained, that they are example of it. Then comes our human eye. If we talk about important answers, then for exam, this is very important exam answer for 3 or 4 marks. And moreover, it is carrying its importance in board exams also. When you go in class 10, the same short note you are going to study. Okay, light first enters through cornea. The muscular diaphragm behind cornea is called as iris, and at the center of the iris there is a circular opening which is called as pupil. What does light first enters through? Cornea. The muscular diaphragm behind cornea is called as iris, and at the center of the iris there is a circular structure, circular aperture opening which is called as pupil. It regulates the amount of light which is entering the eye. After that, you are having about the ciliary muscles. They hold the eyelids, and they are opening and closing it, and they are adjusting the eyelids, the focal length of the eyelids. After the ciliary muscles, you also have the topic about eyelids. It is a jelly-like elastic material which through which no blood is flowing, and when the light rays will move through it, after getting refracted, they will go and meet at retina. And at retina, it is having light sensitive signals, which signals will be sent to brain through optic nerves, and this is how the entire thing will move on. And there is one very important thing about retina. In retina, you are having about cones and rods. Cones are sensitive to brightness and rods are sensitive to color. Okay. So this words, it should come only, each and every function should be covered up. The next part is persistence of vision. Persistence of vision means for how much amount of time the image is remaining on the brain. That is remaining for about 1/16 part of a second. That means in 1 second 16 images can remain in our brain, and this principle is widely used in cinematography, and here they are generally moving everything at the rate of about 24 pictures per second. Next, we are having about the power of accommodation and the defects. If we talk about the defects power of accommodation then from 25 centimeter to infinity we can see everything, and 25 centimeter it is called as near end point, infinity is called as far end point. What is 25 centimeter called as near end point, and what is infinity called as far end point? So this is about the entire human eye and the concept of it. Then there are two defects, that is myopia and hypermetropia. Myopia also called as short-sightedness. Short means nearby objects cannot be seen, short-sightedness, nearby objects can be seen clearly, far objects cannot be seen clearly, and in order to remove this effect, concave lens of appropriate focal length is used. Hypermetropia, what it is called as far-sightedness. Far no dekha hai, near no dekha hai. In order to eradicate this defect, what is used? Convex lens of appropriate focal length can be used. Okay. They have also talked about cataract, that is with the age a milky and a cloudy layer gets formed on the eye, then that is called as cataract. Note down this content. After that we'll discuss about how the care of eyes can be taken. Very quickly note it down. So that is about this content which we had a talk about. I hope you have noted it down. Now coming to the next part, that is care of eyes. Eyes are an important role. Our eyes are important and delicate part of our body, and so we need to take proper care of it. Too much little or too much more light is very much bad for eyes, and insufficient light can cause headache as well as head strain, and it can also be injurious to the retina. So do not look at any powerful light, and never rub the eyes. If the dust is going, then wash your eyes with the clean water. If you feel that there is no improvement, even after washing it with the cold water, you have to directly run to the doctor. Don't read by keeping the books very near to you or keeping it too far. See that your diet is containing proper amount of vitamin A. Those people who are having the deficiency of vitamin A, they go through the problem that is called as night blindness. So in the diet, you should include the components that are having vitamin A, that is raw carrots, broccoli, green vegetables, cod liver oil. Take eggs, milk, curd, cheese, butter, fresh fruits like papaya and mango. These are rich in vitamin A. Then how can visually challenged people write or learn? So for them, those who are visually challenged, system has come into existence that is called as Braille system. And what is a Braille system? So in that there is a cell, and in that cell there are 6 dots, and on the basis of this dots at different position, the letter is formed. For example, for A it is like this, for B it is like this, and if it's C, then it is the 2 horizontal rows are there, and in that way all the letters from A to Z, they are having their own particular way in which they can be arranged. Depending on which letter it is, you can just touch it and analyze it. Was given by, this concept was developed by Louis Braille. He was a visually challenged person, and it was adopted in the year 1932, and it is used for common languages, mathematics as well as scientific notations. And this system has about 63 dots or characters, 1 to 0 all are there, and different methods are there by which they can touch and they can analyze what is written. Even the comma, semicolon, then exclamation mark, question mark, each and every punctuation is having its value. So that is about the entire lesson which we talked about. And the quick recap: we see the objects around us by the light that is getting reflected from them. If the surface is smooth, then it is regular reflection. If the surface is rough, then it is called as irregular reflection. And as per the laws of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, and incident ray, reflected and normal, all three lie in the same plane. If the mirrors are inclined to each other, then multiple images are formed, and kaleidoscope as well as periscope, they are based on this concept of multiple reflection. In periscope we are having 2 mirrors, while in kaleidoscope we are making it by entire using different things. Dispersion, that is spreading of sunlight into 7 colors. And human eye we also discussed about the defects in human eyes, how can the care of human eye be taken, and how visually people can read or write. And I hope now you are clear with the content. That's all, my dear friends, for today. I hope you are clear with the content. Next time we'll meet with the next particular lesson. That's all. Have a very good day. Thank you so much for listening to me. Bye bye.